What if I told you the greatest love of your life was a lie? A beautiful, necessary, but devastating lie. What if every romance, every all-consuming connection, every accelerated beat of your heart wasn't about the other person at all, but was instead a desperate signal from your own soul, a profound echo you've been misinterpreting your entire life? Pause for a moment. Think of that last face that made your world stand still. That feeling of, finally, I found it. Today, we are going to shatter that illusion. Not to leave you broken, but to finally set you free. Using the master keys of Carl Jung's wisdom, this video delivers the code. The reason for every attraction, every obsession, and every single heartbreak you have ever endured. This is the solution your spirit has been crying out for. Before we unlock that first secret, I need you to do something. Statistics show a huge percentage of you who gain life-changing insights from this channel are not subscribed. If you are, ready to stop repeating the same painful patterns, take 1 single second to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. The truths we uncover are sequential, and you cannot afford to miss what's coming next. As you do that, press the like button to signal to the universe and this platform that you are ready for this awakening. And I want to feel the energy of this global community right now. In the comments below, tell me what city or country you are watching from. Let's see how far these essential teachings of Carl Jung are spreading to heal the world. Now, prepare yourself. Because what you believed was a sacred connection was actually a mirage, a necessary illusion your unconscious projected into the desert of your life to guide you, not to another person, but to the only true wellspring, the one that exists and has always existed, deep inside of you. Welcome to our space, a place where we don't fear looking into the abyss, because we know that it's at the very bottom that the brightest stars are hidden. Today, we are going to tear the veil of romance as we know it. With the wisdom of Carl Jung as our scalpel, we will dissect the most powerful and perhaps the most misunderstood human force, love. This is not a video about relationship tips. It's a map of your own psyche. We are going to unveil the 3 unconscious laws, the 3 secret Jungian keys that govern your attractions. And by the end of this journey, you will no longer look at your relationships, past or present, in the same way. You will understand why you don't fall for the person, but for what they represent within you. Stay with me, because what we are about to discover is the secret your soul has been trying to tell you with every encounter. The first law, the most fundamental of all, is that of psychological projection. Jung taught us that everything we fail to recognize in ourselves, everything we repress into the dark cellar of our minds, our qualities, our flaws, our unlived potentials, we don't eliminate. We simply project it onto the outside world. And romantic love? It is the most powerful projector that exists. Think of it like a movie projector. Your psyche is the projector, and the film being played is your shadow. The shadow, in Jungian terms, isn't necessarily something evil. It is simply the part of you that has remained unconscious, underdeveloped, rejected. It could be your creativity, your assertiveness, your vulnerability, your anger, your wild joy. When you meet someone and feel that magnetic, inexplicable pull, what's happening on a deep level is that this person has become the perfect screen for your movie. They carry in a visible and manifest way the qualities that are dormant in your shadow. You aren't falling in love with them. You are falling in love with the lost part of yourself you see reflected in them. This is why extremely rational and controlled people find themselves fascinated by free and chaotic spirits. It's why the shy and reserved person feels an irresistible attraction to the extroverted and popular individual. It's not a simple matter of opposites attract. It is the soul seeking wholeness. It is your being screaming, "Look, that which you admire or even envy in the other, that is also you. That is waiting to be born in you." Carl Jung said, "He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakes." Infatuation is the dream. It is the moment we look outside and see our potential, totality embodied in another person. It is a divine invitation to stop dreaming and start awakening. The relationship then becomes the laboratory, the sacred arena where this quality must be integrated. The problem, the source of all suffering, is when we get stuck in the projection. When we insist that this quality belongs only to the other, we place them on a pedestal, we idolize them, and we become dependent on them to feel that sense of completeness. And then, when the other's humanity inevitably shows up, when the screen cracks and the projector's light flickers, the house of cards collapses. Heartbreak, more often than not, isn't about the other person having changed. It's about the projection having dissolved. It is the painful but necessary moment when the universe forces you to take the film back and recognize that the hero, the sage, the artist you so deeply loved was always a potential within you. It is no coincidence that you attract these people. It is a mechanism of self-development. Your soul is trying to heal itself, to become whole. So the first secret reason people fall for you and why you fall for them is the shadow. The other sees in you the gold they themselves have repressed, and you see in them the part of yourself that yearns to come to light. It is effective alchemy in its purest form, the transformation of the lead of repression into the gold of self-awareness. This leads us to an even deeper secret, a specific and powerful type of projection that defines the dance between the masculine and the feminine, a force that shapes almost all our romantic choices, whether we know it or not. Within the psyche of every man, there exists an inner personification of the feminine, an archetypal image that Jung called the anima. She is the sum of all his experiences with women, his mother, sisters, teachers, but she is also a gateway to his own emotional world, his intuition, his creativity, his capacity for relatedness. Likewise, within the psyche of every woman, there exists an inner personification of the masculine, the animus. He represents her power of logic, of action, of assertiveness, of focused thought, and of connection to the world of ideas. Now, here is the secret. In most of us, these inner figures are underdeveloped. A man may have repressed his anima, becoming excessively logical, emotionally distant, disconnected from his intuition. A woman may have an unintegrated animus, perhaps feeling passive with difficulty, asserting her opinions, or turning her ideas into action. What happens when we fall in love? We project this incomplete inner figure onto our partner. The man doesn't fall for the real woman in front of him. He falls in love with the woman who perfectly embodies his own undeveloped anima. He sees her as the bearer of all the emotion, life, and mystery that he lacks. The woman, in turn, projects her animus. She finds herself drawn to the man who embodies the strength, decisiveness, stability, or intellect that she has not yet accessed in herself. It's the search for a soulmate, but in a way that Jung completely demystifies. We are not looking for another person to complete us. We are looking for another person who mirrors the opposite-gendered part of our own psyche that needs to be integrated. This is the dance of the anima and the animus, an unconscious ballet that takes place in every encounter, in every flirtation, in every deep relationship. The intensity of the attraction is directly proportional to how perfectly the other person fits the mold of our anima, or our animus. The mortal danger, again, is externalization. The man who says, "She is my life, my everything," is in fact admitting that he has handed over his soul, his anima, to her. The woman who feels she can't live without him is confessing that her power to act in the world, her animus, has been completely deposited in him. The journey of relational maturity is the process of slowly withdrawing this projection. It's the man beginning to develop his own sensitivity, his own intuition, instead of just admiring it in his partner. It's the woman beginning to cultivate her own strength, her own voice, instead of depending on her partner's strength. A relationship becomes healthy, not when two people become one, but when it helps each person become whole in themselves. True love, mature love, only blossoms when the projection of the anima and animus is withdrawn, and you can finally see the real, human, and imperfect person before you, and love them anyway, because you no longer need them to be complete. You choose them to share your wholeness with. Think about your last relationship. What aspect of feminine or masculine energy were you desperately seeking in the other? Was it stability, adventure, nurturing, freedom? That is the voice of your anima or your animus, and it will not be silent until you listen to it and cultivate it within yourself. It's not a coincidence. It is the call of individuation. So far, we've seen that we love our shadow and our inner counterpart projected onto the other. But why this person? Why now? What orchestrates these encounters that seem so predestined? The answer to that is the third and most mystical of the Jungian keys. Jung gifted us with one of the most liberating and mysterious concepts, synchronicity. He defined it as a causal connecting principle, or in simpler terms, a meaningful coincidence. These are those moments when the inner world and the outer world align in a way that defies logic and chance, pointing to a greater meaning. Your romantic relationships are the most powerful synchronistic events of your life. The person who enters your life, especially one who turns it upside down, did not appear by accident. They are a message from your deepest self. They are the right person at the right time, with the exact psychological configuration needed to activate your next evolutionary step. And what is that step? Almost always, it is the healing of a primal wound. Our partners are catalysts. They have the uncanny ability to push the exact buttons of our oldest pains, usually those originating in childhood. The wound of abandonment, the wound of rejection, the wound of humiliation, the wound of injustice. Think about it. If you have a wound of abandonment because your inner child felt helpless, the universe, in its infinite wisdom, will not send you a perfectly secure and present partner. That wouldn't heal anything. Instead, synchronicity will bring you someone who, in some way, will mirror that dynamic. Someone emotionally unavailable, or who travels a lot, or who is afraid of commitment. Why? Not out of cruelty, but because this is the only way to bring the original wound to the surface, from the darkness of the unconscious into the light of consciousness, where it can finally be seen, felt, and healed by you, the adult of today. The partner is just the mail carrier. The letter, the message, is your old pain asking to be healed. This explains why we so often repeat the same type of toxic relationship, the cycle of mirror relationships. We keep attracting the same archetype of partner, the narcissist, the victim, the rescuer, because we haven't yet learned the lesson that mirror is trying to show us. The question is never, why does this keep happening to me? The correct question is, what part of me is being reflected here that I still refuse to look at? Even fleeting loves, those intense and brief connections, have a profound purpose. They are concentrated messages, a quick, potent lesson you needed to learn to move forward. They were not failures. They were psychic surgeries, precise and necessary for your evolution. And beware of the trap of confusing intensity with authenticity. Extremely turbulent relationships, full of dramatic breakups and makeups, are not a sign of epic love. They are a sign of massive, unintegrated projections colliding. It's your shadow fighting with the other's shadow. It's your wounded anima dueling with his or her wounded animus. True connection, the kind born of wholeness, is calmer. It is a deep ocean, not a constant storm. The fear of love, romantic self-sabotage, is often actually a fear of the inner transformation that true love demands. To run from love is to run from yourself. It is to be afraid to look at your own wounds, to integrate your own shadow, to take responsibility for your own totality. So, here we are, at the end of our map. The three keys that govern the labyrinth of love. First, the projection of the shadow. You fall in love with the gold that exists in you, but that you have not yet dared to claim. You love your own potential reflected in the other. Second, the dance of the anima and animus. You seek in the other the masculine or feminine energy that you need to develop within your own psyche to become psychologically androgynous, complete. And third, healing synchronicity. The universe doesn't send you who you want, but who you need. Each partner is a perfect mirror for the wound that is ready to be healed, a catalyst for your next leap in consciousness. What does all this mean ultimately? It means that romantic culture, the endless search for the soulmate, for the other half, is a trap that condemns us to projection, dependency, and disappointment. Jung offers us a more radical, more frightening, but infinitely more rewarding path. The journey of love is not about finding the perfect person. It's about using imperfect relationships with imperfect people as the most powerful tool for our own individuation. The process of becoming who we truly are, in our totality. Stop asking, is he, she, the one for me? Start asking, what is this relationship revealing to me about myself? What part of my shadow does he, she illuminate? What aspect of my anima or animus do they embody? What primal wound have they come to help me heal? This is the true alchemy of love. It is using the heat, the friction, and the pressure of the relationship to transform the lead of our wounded and fragmented ego into the gold of the integrated and conscious self. It is to stop searching for a savior and become your own hero. Look at your current relationship, or the last one that marked your life. Recognize the dance. See the mirror. Be grateful for the message, even if it was painful, because every encounter was a step. Every broken heart was a door that opened inward. It's no coincidence that you are hearing this now. This is your invitation. The invitation to change the question, to shift the focus, to begin the most important journey of all, not of finding the love of your life, but of becoming the love of your life. If this message resonated deep within your soul, if you felt that click of profound recognition, then know this. The alchemical work has already begun. The code is now in your hands. You can never unsee the truth of the mirror. And because this is a journey we take together, I want you to seal this transformation right now. I need you to do 3 things. First, press the like button as a conscious declaration, a signal to yourself and the universe that you are now choosing the path of awakening. Second, a shocking number of people who have this exact breakthrough moment with our videos are not subscribed, and they risk getting lost before they receive the next piece of the map. Do not let that be you. Secure your path forward by hitting that subscribe button and turning on all notifications. The deepest mysteries of the psyche are yet to be explored. And third, I need to know this message found you. In the comments below, I want you to write just one word that describes the part of yourself you just met for the first time. Was it your shadow, your anima, your power, your wound? Your single word is a powerful testament to your breakthrough. Your story is a beacon of light for every other soul navigating these same deep waters. So share it. Thank you for your courage to look within. From this moment on, you are no longer searching for your other half, because you are on the sacred path to becoming whole. Remember, love is not a destination to be found. It is the journey you take back home, to the very center of your own being.